Hey people, how y'all doing today? So I just wanted to share some thoughts with y'all because I saw a video recently, and this guy was talking about a musician who was basically saying that he's been playing in this band, and he basically felt like he was a puppet. And amongst other things that, the guy basically was complaining about. And, I hear you and all the other stuff, and that's good. However, um, my response to this guy is to say, it's one thing to feel tired of a situation, and trust me, I mean, I've been in many bands, groups, whatever, where sometimes we get tired of the same thing. But I will say, on the flip side of that, is that sometimes you have to separate the difference between being professional and being personal. And when I say that, here's what I mean. Being professional is being able to be in a band or play with an artist or anything of that nature, and to be able to come in and to play the music well enough, and to be the best at it, and not only to be the best at it, but also to be able to give your best, day after day after day when you're working with this person. Okay, so let's put it this way. Like, for example, um, when you're a musician for, let's say, uh, you know, Katy Perry, let's say Stevie Wonder, let's say Guns N' Roses, whatever the band or whatever the artist is, but the whole point I'm trying to show you here is that when you're a backup musician, and I'll just be specific on that note right there, okay, when you're a backup musician for one of these artists, should I say, um, the key here is that you're there to back them up, okay? You know, it's their name on the marquee. So, in other words, if they have, let's say, 40 hits, then, that's what the audience basically came to pay their money to see the show and to hear the 40 hits, or at least, to hear 40 hits possibly. All right? So, obviously, if they have, let's say, a 80-day world tour, right? You're gonna be playing the same music night after day after night after day, right? And so part of being a professional is to be able to play the music at your best, and night after night to be able to deliver the same amount of consistency as you done the night before, okay? Because remember that when you're playing somebody else's music, you want to be able to emulate the same feeling that it was on the recording, okay? And that's part of being a professional. Now, so with that said, part of being a professional also is to be able to show that you can play your part, right? Because for as long as you play your part, then that's how you get paid. And also there is a demand for your artistry as a musician, because you're showing other people that you can play music. You can handle playing music. You're the best at playing music. Because if, let's say, something happens with that particular gig that you're doing and the tour cancels, or let's just say it's done, they've moved on to something else, then at least you've shown that your professionalism for playing music sticks out like a sore thumb to other potential managers, artists, people, musicians that could possibly hire you, for their next gig or for their next function or whatever the call may be for, even if it's a recording. But the point is, you've shown value as a musician that you have something to offer and you're professional. Now, on the personal side of it, now, it's one thing to play with somebody and let's say, it comes to a point where you're just simply getting tired of the music because it's repetitious, and it just seems content, whatever, and, you might even get bored, okay? So, the simple answer is, if you're going to come to that point with the music where it's no longer fun, that's something I believed in. If you come to a point when you're playing with somebody night after night after night after night, and it's no longer becoming fun, from a personal point of view, then that means it's time for you to leave the gig. Because for you to stay on the gig and complain, I'm a flipping puppet in this gig, because, the music is still the same thing and all this other stuff, then you're in this business for the wrong reason. Seriously, you're in this business for the wrong reason. And two, it shows that you have a lack of professionalism, for the music, all right? So I'm just saying, on a personal end, if you don't like the music, then leave the situation and go find a situation that, you can enjoy, and, you love playing the music first and then the business second, so that you're able to make money, and attract other gigs and attract other things along with it, okay? So what I'm also wanted to make a point about is that I find it interesting when I see musicians who are in that position and they make those kind of statements, because there are so many musicians who would love to take that person's place, playing night after night after night, and won't complain. Won't complain. You know what I mean? So then the question becomes for that musician is it that they're just simply getting tired of the music and they just need to leave it alone? Or is it that their professionalism is just, going down? I don't know, what their story is, but it sounds like their professionalism, and from the personal point of view, it seems to be going down. And that's very, very unfortunate. And by the way, that is definitely not a good reputation to put out as a musician, showing that, you feel like a puppet in a situation like that. Because you know what? In the perfect answer, one would say, well, go form your own band. Okay, you go form your own band, or you go write your own music and all that good stuff, and that's great. However, if you're going to form your own band, and that's going to be the perfect answer because you're playing music that you love and you wrote and you can appreciate, then guess what? You're back to the same position as when you were playing for that same band that you said you felt like a puppet, okay? In other words, if this music becomes popular, then you are going to be playing this music night after night after night after night. The only difference is it's music that you love, because this is music that you wrote. This is music from your heart. This is music from your soul. Okay? It's going to be night after night after night after night. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. All right? So I think in those cases, for musicians who do that, you just simply need to separate professionalism from personal. All right? And how you do that is very simple. Okay? is if you find yourself in a situation where, you know, the music is just not doing anything for you, it's time to leave. That's all it is. Sometimes it's like that. You know, you can't win them all. Sometimes it's like that. So all I'm saying is, if you're going to be a musician, first of all, be the best at it. Be the best at it. And another thing, be open to change. Because you know what? This music industry evolves and changes all of the time. And, you know, a couple of perfect examples of people that embrace change, like for example, one in particular was Prince. You know, what I love about Prince was that year after year after year, he always evolved, okay? So one record might sound one way. One record might be jazzy. One record might be completely just rock all the way. Another record might be, you know, electronic. He will go in so many directions. But what I can tell you about Prince that I definitely loved and appreciate was that for every year he put out an album, he always stayed current. Okay? And so, you know, and so when you stay current, it keeps up what is called being relevant out there, okay? And so when you're relevant out there, it means that you are of today, all right? And so that's the difference in terms of how you sustain being a musician in this game, okay? Because it's all about longevity. It's not about you being stuck, you know, in one period of time thinking that, you know, 20 years from now, it's going to work. No, it doesn't work that way. No, you have to keep evolving, keep learning. You know, the day you stop learning as a musician, you're done. That's it. Finish. Hang it up. You know what I mean? Me, as a musician, I will always be open to learning. I'll be always open to what's happening out there in terms of what's going on today, what's being evolved, all these things. Because if I myself want to work, then I have to keep up with all these things. I got to be able to say, I got to re-educate myself, you know, from what I already know and add onto what I know to expand, right? And to also to be what is called relevant, you know, in this business, so that people can see that not only I know the basics and I'm a professional at what I already know in terms of what I've mastered, but also that they can see that I'm relevant and current in terms of what's happening today. And I understand the style, I understand the rhythms, I understand the nuances, all these little things that makes it current. And even if, you know, from a musical or technical point of view, it may sound corny to you, but the point is that's what's, you know, happening today. That's gonna, you know, be able to. That's what's happening today. That's gonna be able to show somebody that they would like to pay you for that. Because that's what being a professional is about, okay? It's not just about you being great at what you do, but also being able to make a living, which means getting paid for what you do, all right? So, that's my rant for today. So in the meantime, I can go on and on and on. But anyway, so in the meantime, give this video a thumbs up. And please subscribe to my channel. And also share this with your family and your friends, and also leave a comment and let me know what you guys think about what I said, and what are your feelings, what are your thoughts, what are your rants, you know. Let's get a discussion going in the comments, all right? So in the meantime, one love.